never leave, you know? Gang, recognize gang, so. We good? I want to thank you guys. I tried my best. This was super hectic, but that's not on you guys, that's on me. I want to thank the Qatari government for bringing me out. I definitely prepared, but I don't know what it was. It was a lot, but we did our best, and I want to thank you guys also for, even as hectic as today was, even with me telling jokes, it wasn't my best day. I'll give you that. But my job is, I get to say what I want, right? I get to say what I want, right? I get to speak freely, right? Whether you agree or not, but I don't have that right if people don't stand up for it, and so I just want to say that I wouldn't even be able to come here and do my job not well today if you guys weren't here sacrificing your time and commitment. And so I just want to thank you guys for giving me the freedom of speech, and we'll use the freedoms a little bit better next time, but I couldn't thank you more for making my job possible. It wouldn't exist. And thank you to the Qataris for having us here today. And you guys be good to yourselves.
Theo Von not only bombed at that show for the troops in Qatar, he just bombed shooting his Netflix special. So this guy put on Reddit, saw Theo at Beacon Theater tonight for his Netflix taping. Double ouch. 1/3 of the crowd walked out, myself included, and they seemed to keep coming. Worst set I've ever seen. Pandering to the dumbest 50 people in the room. Failure of epic proportions. So we have that, and then we've got another person who was there. And they put, he didn't know where he was in his set at any time. Kept retelling jokes. Twice asked someone behind the scenes what to do next. Said multiple times, "What's next?" Followed by cringiest / worst crowd work ever. I've never walked out of a show ever. Lots and lots of people walking out with the same feedback of, that was terrible. Oh man, did he relapse? He's not very funny on stage, but I've always heard he's a professional at least. He said in a podcast the other day when asked about whether he is sober that this has been one of the toughest years. So didn't outright admit anything, but seemed to imply he may be having ups and downs lately. So there was also other reports that he kept pausing because he had to get a specific shot and didn't know where to stand on stage. And that took forever too. Because as you know how they shoot these specials is you'll do 5 nights and then they'll edit it all together to make it seem like just one show. But really it's 5 different shows edited together. So Theo bombed. It goes into this thing of guys who are successful in podcasting thinking they're funny on stage. And they're not. But I get why they do it. I mean, the adulation of the live crowd, the money. I mean, if someone offered to pay me $10,000 to go fly to New York to do a night of stand-up, chill, bang some groupies, fly back home, I'd do it. And they're making way more than that. But we've always encountered this problem. If you go back to radio, if you look at Artie Lang and Jim Norton, they weren't that good at stand-up, but they were great on the radio. Whereas we're seeing that same thing. Guys who are really, really, really good at podcasting, it really doesn't translate into the stand-up. I'm talking to you, Louis J. Gomez. And now I see why Dave Smith became a political guy and only does the politics thing now, basically. But they still do stand-up, which is, like I said, a good source of income and meet fans and things, especially when you're selling out tours and stuff. But Theo, his last Netflix special, I don't think was received that well either. But I think people were most shocked when Joe Rogan's last comedy special happened, and that was god awful. I mean, I think Anthony Cumia burned a bridge because Cumia trashed that special and hasn't been on Rogan since. And I think has said, yeah, I don't think Rogan's going to have me on after trashing his last special. I think he even stole a line in that special from Shab, which, my God. But Theo Vaughn, I think, kind of runs into sort of the same problem as a Brendan Schaub, which is why I think he did a podcast with Brendan Schaub, The King and the Sting. You got to remember, Theo Vaughn didn't start off as a stand-up. He comes from the world of reality TV, Road Rules, and then the Real World Road Rules challenges, and then just sort of started doing stand-up. But I don't think anyone ever claimed he was really that great at it. But now, as he has huge success from the podcast, the second he got away from Schaub, like everybody else, his career blew up, and he does this stand-up thing. We might be witnessing an odd thing of he's not anywhere near the level of a successful stand-up comedian, but he got so successful in podcasting, he now brings a huge audience if he does stand up, and the two don't mesh. But it's a weird thing to where you got to do it. I mean, if you can sell out a theater, you kind of got to do a theater. You can't just do comedy clubs all the time. It's just not going to happen. Especially, it's just a human thing. Even if it was like, hey, maybe I should just do clubs for the next 3 years or something. If someone comes to you and goes, we're going to give you $500,000 to do a theater, you're taking the 500 grand. So I get that, but apparently he's just terrible at stand-up. And he bombed. Everyone walked out going, oof, geez. People are even starting to question whether or not if he's sober or not. Although, like I said, his last special wasn't that great either. Although these people noticing like the odd stuff of stopping, asking the people behind the scenes to come out see if he hit his mark, if he's standing in the right place and stuff. So I get why people perhaps might think that he might have slipped up and relapsed. But my God, when these many people walk out of your show, there is a problem there. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.